See what they talking about? Lowering the rims.
Like, on another, I would watch that.
We
No
need
one would
to
want to watch
dead
that.
this conversation, period. I think it is one of the worst arguments for
I
women's
agree.
basketball.
I disagree. I think other than more women supporting women's basketball, lowering the rim to 9 feet is the best thing that can happen to women.
Telling women to support sports is dumb. I don't know. That's a bad argument.
Yeah.
Like, plenty of sports flourish and women do not watch them. So I don't think that we need to say, oh, just because women are playing basketball, women need to watch basketball.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. It's because you have plenty of people that, it's just truly, you have plenty of people that watch NBA hoping that they can see somebody dunk.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about basketball. They don't care for basketball. They just have plenty of people that watch NBA to watch. And like I said, for example, Kayla Clark is packing out more NCAA arenas than the men's are. So
Yeah.
it's not just women watching women's basketball.
Women's basketball in the WNBA.
Lowering the rim is the
If you
worst
look at
decision ever.
volleyball, right? The net for women is 7 inches lower so they can compete against each other at an elite level. If you look at track and field, the hurdles are lower for the
I
women
understand his
in
argument,
every
but, like, I
get
hurdle
it.
race.
I
They already
understand.
did that with the 3-point line and the ball.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Now, because like I said, you don't have a competitive advantage
Yeah.
with there. Like I said, you lose the aspect of the game where, like I said, 90% of the players are working on the game to shoot jump shots, crossovers, and things like that to make up for dunking. It's like telling Steph Curry, if you lower the rim, you're like you will see an advantage. His game is not built on that. So you have a bunch of Steph Currys running around. Obviously, not everybody's shooting 30-foot shots, but a lot of people whose game is predicated on the perimeter. You lowering the rim doesn't do anything because I don't drive to the basket.
Yeah. And I wasn't going to dunk anyways.
So,
So that they compete with each other at an
like, this is a dumb take. 9.5-foot rims is not a difference on your shot, but a huge difference jump ability. No, it's not. If you can touch the rim, the only reason that makes a difference is if you can touch the rim,
You might be able to.
you might be able to dunk.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, dunking the half court and stuff like that is already OD.
Yeah.
So you got to really be able to dunk. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not in your game, lowering it to 6 inches is not going to make a difference to my game.
Yeah.
I'll play the exact same game. And like I said, if I can't dunk 10, I can't touch the rim on 10, it does no difference. The only reason that makes a difference is if you can order dunk 10 foot and you're dunking in traffic. Then maybe you can get a couple easier dunks here and there. Because instead of a couple of finger rolls, you're dunking it a little bit more. But that is, like I said, that only helps maybe 2 more players in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Little kids play at 8.5 feet, kept the pros at 9 feet. If you don't watch basketball for dunks, I agree. You're a casual. Because if you're looking for dunks, like let's say in the NBA games, you're talking about dudes that are 7 feet with 40-inch verticals, and they dunking maybe, 5-6 times a game?
It's true.
So if you watch the WNBA, if you're dunking 5-6 times, is that going to make it break the game? No, that's dumb.
elite level. If you look at the shot put is even lighter.
And
if
I
you
agree,
look
they
at
already
weight
made that
classes in
difference
weightlifting in every sport
when it
across
comes to the ball,
the
three-point line.
board, there's an adjustment for women versus men. So why stop at basketball, right? And
'Cause
if you can make
not
the
the same
women's
thing.
basketball smaller and the 3-point line closer, why would you stop at the rim? Bring the
Because-
rim down another foot
And
so
I think
that they
people forget that takes the universal part of the game out.
Yeah.
Because it's a game where everybody can play. It's not just boys versus men and men versus girls, or girls versus girls. Because that now if the WNBA plays on 9-foot rims, then you have to have the high school girls play 9-foot rims. You have to have the college girls play 9-foot rims, and that takes away your 10,000 hours that you work on your shot. Now throw all that away because you have to have a whole new shot. You have to have the whole new game plan. You have to do all that stuff. So now you've completely affected the game. And now, when girls want to go play and go work on a game against boys, they can't go play with the boys. Because this rim that you're shooting on is not the same rim that I'm going to be shooting on in real life. It takes the universal aspect of the game out of it. So now, like I said, it's not just basketball. Now you're talking about men's basketball, women's basketball, kids basketball. Like, it's just too much.
it can be postering each other. Because if you look
But that's
at
not gonna
basketball,
happen.
there's two main elements that make the
That's why I
masses
say it's
really
the
want to
worst
watch.
argument.
They want to see a great score from their favorite team, as you know, every NBA player can score really well, right? More than the masses, the average person. They have great scores. But
And
in
so
the
can the women.
WNBA, they also have great great people who can put up points. Caitlin, she's putting up points. Everybody's putting up points because they're elite at that. But the second element that brings people out to basketball is dunking. That's why they have a dunk contest. So they have.
It's also not true because they literally made it illegal at a certain point. Like Wilt Chamberlain was dunking on everybody, and they said, "Yo, bro, stop. We're not doing this dunking thing no more because it's unfair for everybody else." So they made that illegal. Now, for the entertainment aspect, they brought it back, but then they changed other things for entertainment, and that's one thing I will agree to, that the NBA has made more changes for entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, you see, they took away this being able to hand check as much because it slows the game down. They took away people being able to sit in the lane because it stops people from being able to come in there and, you know, finish. It slows the game down.
Mm-hmm.
They stop people from being able to bat to the basket for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They added a shot clock. This stuff like that. The women's game just hasn't adapted, I think, to, like I said, where the game is. So they've allowed the men's game to be sped up. Now you can see guys scoring 100-something points.
Yeah.
Versus in the 80s, there was, them say, barely breaking like 70. Because you allowed so many so many rules. But also, I think people forget that there's evolution in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I think the women's game is evolving a lot faster than the men's game. People forget that they have to evolve a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why I say I think the biggest problem with women's game is just you have so many people limiting them from being able to do what they want to do.
Had it for so many years. People love to see people dunk a basketball. But if the women don't have that element, then it's like, what are the people watching for if there's something?
I also don't think anybody will, like, at a certain point, I think the people that are, like, not watching the WNBA will then certainly not watch the WNBA because they'll just be like, oh, you dunking a 9 feet. That's easy. That's easy. You know what I mean?
Less happening in that particular field, right? So if you lower the rim, then everybody will be satisfied because you got women boofing on each other and dunking from here and there, and then you have all of the elements across the board for
not a
women
thing now.
and men's basketball. And I know a lot of people are going to argue and be like, well, if you have to lower the rim, then they got to readjust their shot. Then readjust your shot. If they lower the rim, then they have to go all around the black
They do,
tops
though.
of high schools, and they have to lower all the
They gotta
rim.
lower
It's
every rim.
2024. We got AI writing papers. You mean to tell me they
don't know
can't
what
take
you're
a
talking
physical rim and make it adjustable so it can go from 9 to 10, then 10 to 9? Come on, man.
But people,
lowering the rim
I think you
will bring a lot.
discount the fact that, like, bro, people go in the gym and shoot thousands of shots. So if you shoot thousands of shots, that's like if they just randomly told all the boys, you got to play with a smaller ball.
Yeah.
You'd be like, bro, if I just spent my entire life shooting with this ball, it's going to mess my whole game up. But now if you're talking about I got to shoot a lower shot, that's completely, literally you changing your shot. Not just you shooting a softer shot. I had to change my entire shot. Because now I'm shooting up here on 10 feet. Now I got to change down here. Now if I shoot down here, who knows? Maybe somebody can block me easier.
Yeah.
So that changed your whole game.
More people out, because if what they say is true and the NBA is funding the WNBA, then to get that excitement up, you'll have way more highlights when you see women flying
true.
through the air and boofing on each other. And that's just my opinion.
That just won't happen.
I think drop it to 9 feet, and them fans will be up.
You gotta lower the rims. I would watch a girl coming down the lane.
That's just the worst take.
I look, feel like he's trolling. I don't think he's serious.
That's just the worst take.
Because, like, there's no way.
And like everybody in the comments talking about making it like 9.5. Bruh, that's not going to help anything.
I get what they're trying to say. But it's like, I feel like if it's that minimal of a difference, you could just keep it the same, bro.
I agree.
It's not that big of a factor. It won't change that much. It won't change enough. So, like,
I think that, yeah, bro. If there's not, like I said, the only way I think you make it where y'all talking about you want people get dunked on is where it's like 8 feet rims.
yeah.
And
At that point, it's not exciting. It's
no
just,
one wants to watch that.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
you watch slam ball.
Because like I said, I think the true naysayers are gonna just say, "Well, I could do that." So that
Yeah.
doesn't make it exciting anymore.
Like, it's just a weak point for people who don't really watch basketball casually.
I agree. Like I said, because I think what's truly the thing is what they can control: crossovers and 3-point shots. Because at the end of the day, dunking is not what made. Yes, you brought fans like Michael Jordan doing, because he was doing stuff that people can't do. Like, period.
While it is like it is a big part of the wow factor, but it's not what's advancing the game.
No.
For real.
Like, it was dope when you got to see Michael Jordan on the fast. I'm sorry, or like Zion on the fast break, because he's doing. You're 6 foot whatever, but you like 300 pounds and you jumping and flying. That's crazy. And Michael Jordan, you 6'5", 6'6", but you doing all this.
Yeah.
You windmilling, you floating, you gliding, you doing all that was
Crazy.
dope.
Yeah.
But that's what helped him become a selling point. I don't think a lot of people started tuning in to watch everyone dunk. It was just dope that Michael Jordan was dunking because of how he did it with so much flair. Donnie Wilkins was doing all his power dunks, all stuff like that. I don't think it's that. But what really changed the game when Steph Curry started shooting jump shots.
Yeah.
That's
Larry
what was
Bird
like,
started
whoa.
shooting jump shots or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
You had Ray Allen. You had people like that started moving the needle. Like, whoa, these guys is... When you had Kobe with this competitive nature, that's what I think changed the game. You had maybe players individually that people became attracted to because they were just
Dunkers.
unique. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody stood up when, I don't know.
Green.
Gerald Green or somebody that's on a fast break. Oh, he about to go crazy.
It's not like at any team or any point of his career, he was never the most important player,
No.
the most electrifying, never the most entertaining. So
It was just, okay, I know this guy might try something crazy on the fast break. Like, Obi Toppin on a fast break, people might, oh, shoot, he might try something. He might go windmill through the legs, something like that. Same thing with Zion. He get on fast break, oh, shoot, he might try something. That's crazy. But that's just a piece of what made them something. Like I said, most players that's dunkers, for real in the NBA, they don't move the needle. People aren't showing up to watch them play.
No.
They're showing up to watch. Like I said, if you watch every big player in the NBA, scorer, shooter, you know what I'm saying? You like people go. Luka don't dunk.
No.
Luka
not-
6'7",
yeah,
6'8".
not very often, no.
He don't dunk. People watch him get buckets in basketball. Kyrie doesn't dunk.
Yeah. Steph rarely ever dunks.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real about majority of these guys that's hooping. You're not watching them for that. You're watching them get buckets. You're not watching Shea go dunk. People aren't showing up to OKC to go watch Shea dunk.
It's true.
Like, what? That's what I think it's a poor argument
Yeah.
because that's not what the game is. And I think people show up to watch basketball. And
Yeah.
they show up to watch things that they can't necessarily do. People can watch an NBA game up close because, these guys are giants and they're moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, what moves the needle is people shooting. Caitlin Clark has these games packed out because she's getting buckets pulling from everywhere on the court. That's what's got the game packed. Not because she's out there dunking on girls.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany Griner was dunking on folks, but that didn't mean she was packing out games. It's not people dunking. It's truly watching basketball. I think that's why I think the argument about the rims is bad.
Yeah.
Let's say Juju. She got people at the USC games because she getting buckets. Angel Reese ain't dunking. Nobody on the LSU team is dunking. They just exciting to watch because they got heart, they got energy to play together, to do all this other stuff off the court. They built brands off of themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. John Morant came in doing the gritty. Steph Curry came and did his little sleep night. LeBron came and did. These people have brands that I think are attached to them, so people watch them because they want to watch this personality play too. And that's another thing. People want to watch them as an individual. I don't think there's enough individuals in the WNBA. People that brand themselves and nothing like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't see the girls come up like, you know what I'm saying? When Melo was doing the 3 goggles or the 3 to the head, people was doing that. There's no personality, I think, in the WNBA.
Yeah.
That really just makes things different for them. Because like I said, they're playing like a robotic game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very fundamental.
I don't know. Like, y'all let it know in the comments.